Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Today I thought we'd do a mid-month catch-up on my reading goals. So March for me is usually a pretty heavy reading month. I usually get some time off for my birthday. No, my little boy's back at school, so I get a little bit of extra free time through my lunch breaks and that with work. And so I had a reading goal that was kind of uncapped. It was, I'm going to see how many I can actually read. I did have some specific books that I wanted to get read, and I've managed to get through quite a few of them already. So I'm just going to give you an update. Probably be a really fast video, but that's okay. I'm not going to go into great detail. Um, the first book that was on my TBR for this month was to finish off The Crossed. This is by Emily McIntyre. I did manage to get this finished quite early on in March. Not into too much detail, but not my favourite one of those books, I'm afraid. Then I followed that up. Oh, I'm going to drop these. I followed that up straight away with Hexed, which is the next and the last one in the Never After series. Again, Emily McIntyre. It is the chunkier one. This one is the biggest in there, and it was just shy of 600 pages. But I managed to fly through this one. I really enjoyed this one. Yeah, I've enjoyed the whole series. There was just some that definitely were my favourites. Then the next book that was on my TBR, and I have managed to complete it, is The Austrian Bride by Helen Perusel. This was a Amazon hardback bargain. I paid, I think it was less than £3 for it. It looked like my type of book, and it absolutely was. I'm not going into detail, but I really, really enjoyed this, and I would recommend it if you are into this sort of pre-war period. It definitely edges up to World War II, and I couldn't put this down. I think I read this in just a couple of days, so fantastic. Really enjoyed that one. And then my next reads were the series. So if you haven't watched any of my videos, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button. I have a lot of books, a lot of series of books, as well as standalones, but I really want to start getting through my series. So at the end of last year, I wrote all my series down and popped them in that jar there. And my son and partner take it in turns to pull one out the jar, and that's what I read. That's what I read. Um, Never After was the first one, which my son pulled out the jar. It was Chris's turn, and when he did that, he pulled out the Briar U series by Elle Kennedy. It's the first that I've read from Elle Kennedy. I have the Briar U series, and I have the Off Campus. What I didn't realise is that the Off Campus series is almost like a pre-series to this. Um, I don't think it really matters. Like, these are a different set of characters, but the characters from the off campus do link in. Like, some of them make themselves known in here. So that series is still in my jar and is one that I am going to get read. But it was the Briar U series that came out of here. So we started with The Chase. It was okay. It was a different pace to the dark romance I'd been reading with the Never After series. Um, I will give a proper update at the end of the month wrap up, but I must admit The Chase wasn't my favourite. That was then followed by The Risk, book 2 in that series, and I read this straight after. This was better, preferred this one. There was just something about the writing style. I don't know if I just needed a book to get into it, but really enjoyed that one. Then followed that straight up with The Play. This is the last book that I've read. So this is book 3 in the series. It is a 4-part book. And again, I enjoyed this. I think I've got into her writing style now. I think that was simply all that was wrong with The Chase. So it may be that I get round to reading The Chase again now that I understand her writing style a little bit more. But we have read The Play. So far, at the time of recording this, it is the 19th of March. So I'm just a little bit over halfway. and I've managed to read most of my dedicated TBR. These were the ones that I said I definitely wanted to get read this month. The Dare, which is the fourth and final book in the Briar You series, this one is what I'm making a start of next. I've put my bookmark in there, but I haven't started it yet. So this is next. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do after this. I had thought that this would take me closer towards the end of the month where I've got a couple of days off work. And I was going to start the Agatha Raisin series, which I have been working so hard to try and get bought. And on my last recce, I've got one more order to come from Vinted. Certainly at the time of recording this, there might be a couple that I haven't uploaded yet that I'll get uploaded over the next couple of days. But I've got one more guaranteed haul with some more Agatha Raisin books, and it leaves me down to just two that I haven't got yet. And they're quite far on in the series. I think there's something like book 32 and 34 maybe. I think it's Hot to Trot and Devil's Delight. I think they're the two that I haven't got yet. I've been hoping and looking on Vinted for a seller that has both of those available, but I either can only find them in a really big bundle and I've got all the other books, and I just, as much as I don't mind putting them back on Vinted and reselling, I've had to do that with some of the ones that I've already picked up. I don't want to if I can help it. Or I found them from individual sellers, and by the time you've got them from individuals and you've paid for the book, your buyer's protection, and then your postage and packaging, it makes them nearly the same price as buying brand new from Amazon. So I'm going to hold off for a little bit. But I do have a big chunk of those, so I don't know whether to jump straight into them or whether to do a standalone in between, because I think I'm going to have time to do a standalone. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments, what would you do? Would you jump straight into Agatha Raisin, or would you try and do a standalone in between the Dare and the Agatha Raisin books? Because I'm really torn. I do have an awful lot of standalones, so yeah, I'm not sure. But the Dare is next. Can't wait to jump into it. That is my mid-month catch-up, I guess. We're doing really, really well. I've already read as many books so far this month as I read all of February, so we're absolutely smashing it. There will be a lot of months where I don't read this many, but I always knew March was going to be a big month. That's it from me. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you're enjoying these videos. I'm going to keep bringing you more and more of my reading journey. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful rest of your week, and happy reading.